Right, let's do a little bit more vlogging with regards to the Volkswagen. It's been a week now since I got the Volkswagen back, and the car drives fantastic. There's still the whining from the gearbox. Both myself and the mechanic now believe it's the diff bearing or differential bearing, which I think has taken a lot of damage because of the load over the drive shafts being damaged or on their way out for as long as they have been. I will be replacing the gearbox at a later date because I believe the diff is changeable, but for the price of replacing the diff and taking it to a automatic specialist and getting it done, I think just for the same amount of money, just replacing the gearbox. So I'm going to do that. In terms of its driving, she goes well. She moves, stops. She's got a bit of poke. She has got an economy remap, so even though it's a 130 PD, I think she's running about 145, 148 brake, which is not a massive lot, but it's enough to be getting on with. And she is quite pokey, and she's a giggle around the corners. I don't know if you've looked or watched the previous J Talks Cars vlogs, but the mods that have already been done to the car, I've upgraded the springs to 40mm springs, and I've upgraded the rear shocks to Bilstein Sports fast road shock absorbers. So the back end handles really well. It's a little stiffer. The front's quite soft still because I'm still running the standard front shock absorbers. I will be upgrading the front shock absorbers at a later date, but at the moment, since they're doing the job, there's no real need for it. So the little mods that I'm going to be doing over the coming J Talks car vlogs is going to be we're going to be putting set side skirts on, and I'll be experimenting with front aero as well. Because I've realised since putting my S4 front splitter and the rear guide plastics on the bumper that the aero efficiency, the car feels a little more stable cutting through the air. Before that it felt quite boat-like, because even though the car's been dropped 40mm, it's not slammed to the ground, so there isn't like as you would expect on modified cars or sports cars, that the front of the car and the front splitter is low to the ground, therefore directing the air, keeping the front of the car planted. But the aero flow on it is quite good. It feels a lot more stable, and economy wise, I want to say it's improved the economy slightly. Yes, with aero there's drag, so there is a possibility that they could put more pressure on fuel. But with it being a diesel and with the high torque, I don't really see that being any different. So that's all good on that. So future projects with this car, which I'm going to start a bit on, just little bits, little jobs, is I'm going to be putting the side skirts on, and I've got some other bits as well that I feel I don't have to do, but I want to do. I want to kind of, it's a 20-year-old car, and you have to be kind of careful with what bits you want to bring up to date with it because of how it may affect future MOTs. They do recommend you try and keep the car as manufacturer as possible when you put it in for an MOT, but I am of the era or of the mentality with cars of where there's a repair, there's a modification. So what I'll be doing is upgrading the headlights to LED. Just either headlights or fog lights, one of the two. I'm not quite decided just yet. I'm going to be installing DRLs on the car. Not really for any improvements, but they do look pretty. So I'm going to be installing that. And as well, I don't know, I'm still trying to work out. I'm going to most likely I'm going to polybush the front suspension and arms again at a later date, and just get a bit more rigidity into the front. The problem with my car, and I think with the B5 and the B7 variant, I think pretty much on all Audis, if I'm honest, is the fact that the arms and suspension kit on the front, those parts fail quite quickly. They're not as durable as maybe, let's say, your other OEM brands, but I'm looking at upgrading that just to create a bit more durability and to perhaps improve the handling a little bit more. Not that there's really too much wrong with the handling of the car. The car really goes through corners really well. But obviously, because with it being the workhorse, I can't really go to extreme lengths with it, because I'm travelling up and down the UK, or I am just going here, there and everywhere in it, and I want it to be more practical but still durable. I intend on keeping this car for a while, so yeah, it's quite the project. I've thrown a lot of money into this car now. A lot of that money was really through previous owners' neglect. So I obviously inherited the problems that came with the car. I've repaired a majority of which. The only remaining one is the gearbox. But yeah, it's I just thought, like I said in the previous vlog, instead of me doing how do I improve this car, how do I make it better, and then once it's done, get another car. I just want to kind of document living with a 20-year-old Audi A4 B6 Avant. And it's not an S-Line, it's not an S4, it is an SE model that had a lot of extra spent on it on the inside, but not so much on the outside. So the outside's become my project, and it does have its imperfections, which I'd like to tidy up over time as well. So let's go in to see what else I can do with this car, eh? Right. So let's start on this. I've dragged the rear of the car because I'm going to start from the back. If we look under here, everything is pretty much plastic. So I'm going to put the self-tapping screws in at the points. How I'm going to maybe slip under the jack, I'm not so sure, but yeah, I'm going to work this out. These are Sideskirts. People say, well, you should have got yourself some Maxton ones. Well, maybe, but I want to do something different, so let's see what we can do. was slowly getting in there. It's a bit bowed because it is quite flimsy plastic, but I'm screwing them in along the line of the car. These are the reinforced bits. The challenge bit is now that floppy bit. I'm going to have to somehow manoeuvre it into the mud flap. So this is going to be a bit of a challenge, but within about 5-10 minutes I've almost got one side on, which is good. But at least I know what goes where. Right, that's that done. Let's have a look. Well, improvement. I had to cut into the front mudguard just to get it in, but shape's fine, and yeah, at least it looks like it's meant to be on the car anyway. Now I've got the other side to do. Right, side skirts are on. You can tell they're flimsy plastic. They're not exactly straight, but I'm going to wear them in a bit and reinforce them at a later date. But it goes well with the shape and line of the car. So it's made a little difference. It's made the car look a little bit more sporty, I suppose. But yeah, now on to other little bits. So this is the idea I'm trying to go with. However, a lesson needed reminding of myself today is don't run before you can walk, because yeah, paint doesn't always stick to aluminium metal. So if somebody can give me tips on how to get paint to stick to this strip, or if somebody's got a plastic one that I can spray, then it'd be much appreciated. But that's what the look I'm going for, and then obviously along the line of the car you can see what I'm going for here. So she's starting to take shape. Other little jobs, and yeah, should be fun. Well, there you go. So that's one job done on her today. Now got other projects to finish. Hello puppy. Little puppy wants loves. So yeah, so that's the side skirts done today. I didn't want to go through like instructions that you've probably seen that many on YouTube, and to be fair, the way I've done it is a little bit haphazard, but they're on, they're secure, and they look okay, nice and subtle, not garish, not in your face, just very subtle, and gives it a nice little sporty look. So yeah, that's the side skirts done for this one. Please like and subscribe, whatever, please give advice. Obviously there's a few boo-boos, a few things that obviously, like, I have a habit of trying to run before I can walk with some things. It's a bad habit of mine, but that said, it's spring. Let's start to tidy the car up, and let's keep her going. She's my baby, and yeah, all good. Pick up the Audi owners. Anyway, please like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Ciao bien.
Lagging whilst gaming? Out of steam after a long day at work and you want to go out raving? Or just need something to get you through your grueling day? Dubby Energy, a healthier alternative to the off-the-shelf brands. Dubby is packed full of the important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks don't provide. This product doesn't contain artificial additives and is also sugar-free, maltodextrin and keto-free. One tub on average is cheaper than consuming 2 cans per day of the off-the-shelf brands. Order your WNG via their website at w.gg and use my promo code VaderMonkeyJ to get yourself 10% off your order. Keeping yourself energized doesn't have to be unhealthy.